Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dias Cast. Today we're doing Seulim's Minisode. Seulim hails from Adirolf Swamp, which I hope one day everyone else recognizes what it is. I really do. Seulim is a half elf, half dryad. And do you want to go into a little background about that, Avery?
Like, what do you mean exactly? My brain's kind of bad.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Like how her father and her mother and their names, or if you have names.
Yeah, I didn't get that far yet, but I have some general information about them.
Okay.
So let's start off with her father, who is the wood elf, and he is a ranger, and he's about maybe 400, and he's lived the nomadic kind of, not tribe per se, but just group of other rangers, I guess. They kind of wander around the area doing their thing.
Their
Yeah,
Wood Ranger thing.
whatever they do. And then her mom is a dryad, and she's rooted in that swamp because she lives in a willow tree. And also in swamp are about maybe 7 or so other dryads that kind of form this little community. It's pretty gay, honestly, but
They're Sulim's
yeah,
other
she has 8
moms.
moms total, and she is one of her moms, not her birth mom, is a druid, and that's who she learned her kill all those zombies with moonlight from. And she's just
Yo, nice.
everyone else is frogs, alligators, fish, and she could talk to plants too, which is pretty great. That
All them good druid
exactly
skills.
those dryad skills, talking to everything as if they share language, except for like rocks, maybe
Maybe rocks.
special rocks.
Sulim. As where we left off, everyone was resting in camp. And you, Sulim, do you sleep, or since you're half elf, do you go into a trance too, like a full elf? I don't think half elves go into trances. So you just sleep.
Let me
You
take a
sleep
look at that.
like a log.
No, she doesn't.
I'm sorry. Um,
Yeah, she sleeps like a normal person.
you fall asleep like cuddling up to Pebbles.
No, that's so bad.
She's just a big
It's so
scaly
bad.
pillow. And you dream of your younger years back in Adirolf. Like, how old would you say you were when
Yes.
you started the whole Circle of Twilight thing, the undead hunting and stuff?
Yeah, she was training from pretty young. She like started like actually not
Oh,
being what's it called, an
she's
apprentice of
she
sorts when she
started so
was
young.
20, which by dry standards she'd be literally 4 years old, like a literal tiny
I'm
child.
gonna do a quick check here to let's see how long alligators
And she's
live,
been doing that for the past
so we can see if we can fit
70
in
almost
Pebbles
years.
here. She, she's immortal. Alligators live 30 to 50 years. Okay.
Hill is immortal.
How old is
She's God.
Sulam now? 89. Okay. We can just say that in the fantasy world,
She
alligators
is
can live a
89.
very long time. We create this world, we make the rules. Our city now. So You remember all that long ago, nearly
Yes,
60
our
years
city
ago,
now.
with you just starting your hunting and your training, and you have like a little baby Pebbles, like this. You carry her around, and she's like on your shoulder dog. Yeah, and you just give her little nibbles of meat sometimes.
Shoulder dog,
And
making little squeaky
by
noises.
this point, your father has gone missing, correct? Like he would teach you some basic techniques with the bow, and your dryad moms would
Yeah,
teach you just magic. But for now, your father has gone missing. Like Adirolf is a very big swamp, but there's usually a set path that
yeah, pretty
his
much.
clan and everyone else travels through. But the thing is, he hasn't come back in a few days. What do you do in the meantime?
Well, I mean, I'd probably take Pebbles and go investigate a bit, see if I can pick up his tracks. Since I think she would know something about like tracking
Okay,
XYZ.
that's right. Would you like to make a survival or an investigation check?
I'll make a survival check.
Okay.
Got that +7, so that hopefully won't be too awful. And I rolled a 15.
15. Okay. After about a day or so of looking, you manage to pick up tracks.
Nice.
You find yourself going into the deeper parts of the swamp. Like it's parts you're familiar with, but you haven't come here enough
Yeah.
times because it's very dangerous. Like footing is uneven, it's
hmm
very marshy, like there's no set path.
Exactly where you want a dryad toddler to go.
Yep, you need solid footing to use your
Yeah.
stuff. Not here, which is weird. Like you can't figure out what your father was doing here. Like this isn't like where he normally goes to hunt for food
Yeah.
or anything. But eventually among the muck you see like damaged like foliage, like
hmm
someone's trounced through here. And eventually you come upon a small grove that's like a respite away from like all the goo in the water. And you find yourself touching solid ground in roughly about 2 days of tracking. The thing is, you know you should be careful
hmm
here, since your mother and your father have warned you that the undead do rise occasionally in Adirolf.
Oh boy, it's gonna get bad. I can tell.
It might get bad. And see, what do you want to do now that you're here on this grove?
Yeah, I'm going to investigate the general solid area since it seems a little bit out of place, as far
Okay,
as I know.
okay.
Alright, that's an investigation check, right? Great.
Yes.
Let's see. I got a 13.
13. You don't see much, but you do see some bubbling in the water nearby.
Can Pebbles roll? Or is she too baby for that?
You can definitely roll for
Yeah.
pebbles.
Let's see her stats. Ooh, it's not gonna be good. She she rolled a 1. She has a
Oh,
-4 to intelligence.
she's such a small baby. She doesn't even recognize anything but you right now.
Perfect dog.
All she's doing is just like nibbling on your hair.
Oh, Pebbles is so cute. I love her.
I love her so much too. But eventually, the bubbling in the water begins to become more frequent until it's like a frenzy. And eventually, you see a shape begin to rise out of the water. He bears the same skin tone as yours, and he has a very familiar
Oh
face.
no.
And strapped upon his back is a damaged bow, which you have seen many times used to hunt for food and to even teach you. Somehow your father has died here, but resurrected as an undead.
Yeah, I just kind of start backpedaling a bit. Well, a lot.
A lot. You backpedal as far as you can go to the edge of the grove, and he is shambling out of the water. He's pretty fast, but he's not like as
Yeah.
fast as a living person would be. He's freshly undead, so he can still move at a reasonable pace. And he is making his way towards you right now, Seulim. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I try calling out to him like, Dad, what are you doing? You've been gone for days. Mom's been worried about you. We all have. You look,
Oh
are you sick?
no.
I
Oh no.
I'm not good at healing spells, but I can help. Pebbles, right? I can help.
Oh. He doesn't respond. He keeps
No.
walking towards you silently and shuffling in a very strange walking gait.
I just kind of, you know how you like see something scary, you just like kind of jump, but you can't move. It's like sleep paralysis, but being awake.
Yeah.
She just, I just like kind of panic, like looking
Oh
around since
no.
anything around since talking to animals and Pebbles.
Do you want to call out to an animal?
Let's try that.
Okay. Let's see something here.
Tiny baby frog comes to the rescue.
You want a frog to come to the
Yes.
rescue? Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to roll something here. Okay. You call out for some creatures to come, and for a brief moment there's a pause, and from the waters, a small army of frogs appear.
Here come the boys.
Here comes the boys. Them boys. And, what do you tell the frogs to
Uh,
do?
I guess tell him to make him lose his footing because I'm not really up to doing any damage since Dad there is there.
Alright. The frogs, like, they converse and frog with one another before hopping in unison, and they jump around his feet, and eventually he stumbles and falls. But he's scrambling to get back up, and what do you want to do next?
Right, I'm going to run across the grove, try to get to the other side, and look for any signs that he's still himself.
Okay. You run over to the opposite side of the grove, and as you near him, you see that his skin is sort of
Mhm.
sickly, but his body itself, it seemed like he has no visible wounds whatsoever. Like nothing seemed to have killed him in that sort of way. Like he's just dead somehow.
Let's check my spell sheet really quick, see what's there.
Check them spells.
I'm going to cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Okay. You You cast that spell, and you do sense something in his body, something
Hmm.
not natural that shouldn't be there.
Would I know kind of what it is, but or just like a general, it's bad?
You feel like it's connected to what changes people in the waters of Adirolf.
Yeah, I just kind of stare at him, then just like kind of lose all color in my face. Like I know what's up, and I don't really want to do this, but I
Oh.
know what I
Eventually,
fear.
he stands back up to his feet and turns towards you and still shuffles towards you.
I'm going to take out my longbow.
You draw your longbow and ready it slowly.
And then I call out to him one more time, just a little bit of hope that maybe it's just something.
There is no sign of life in his eyes.
I just kind of blindly shoot in his general direction, not really aiming for anything in particular.
Okay, since you're doing that, make an attack roll with
Alright, let's
disadvantage.
see. Alright, that's a 6.
A 6. Okay. You fire and the shot misses. It grazes him, but it doesn't stick. And eventually he is upon you. Does 11 hit your AC? I assume
No.
no. He blindly fumbles at you, but you manage to dodge out the way. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to try to hit the back of his legs with the bow itself, not shooting it.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Try this time. That's a 16.
16. Okay. You ready the bow like with
Hmm.
both hands and tighten around it, and you just smack
Yeah.
his legs, and he stumbles forward once more and falls.
Let's see. And can I kind of quickly investigate from the back and see if there's anything noticeable? She's just,
Just that his bow is broken on his back.
yeah, I really don't want to hurt him.
Yeah,
Pebbles. It's probably hiding in the hood right now.
she
Gotta keep that
is.
dog safe. Alright.
Do you want to flee? You can do that if you want to.
Yeah, I want to flee, but I kind of freeze because I know I can't just let an undead this dangerous, and he still seems to know how to attack. I can't let him
Yep.
do this because there are other half-dryad kids around. Some were even younger than Seulim. And
Do you want to make one more
yeah,
attack? All right.
that's a 17.
17. Roll damage.
That's 8 damage.
Okay. You fire the bow and arrow, and where are you firing the arrow?
Right through his back. If well, aiming towards his, yeah.
All right. The arrow finds purchase in his back, and it pierces him through entirely. And there's a moment of pause before his body fights back against the damage that you did to him. But he eventually steals. He is still
Mhm.
undead and still
Yeah.
unalive, unalive. But he seems to have calmed down and isn't going to attack you now.
I'm going to approach him again and see if I can get a look at his face. A little closer look than
The
earlier.
face is expressionless, emotionless. It's just dead eyes and a slack jaw. It's
Hmm.
pained in an expression of gasping for
Hmm.
air.
I'm going to try and cast Cure Wounds on him, or she's just like convinced I can still help him. There still has to be something. But
Unfortunately, healing spells don't work on undead creatures.
are the frogs safe now? Yeah,
The frogs have fully hopped
good.
away during the
Yeah,
skirmish.
breaking.
They are back in the water. They are okay.
Alright, so let's think about what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take out one of my sickles and just put him out of his pain. Because I can't stand to see people, especially
Oh
this
yeah,
guy.
I forgot you. I forgot you had cool ass
Yeah,
sickles.
she hasn't really used them yet. She's just like, nope, I'm not going near these fools.
Yeah. All right, make an attack roll.
Okay, that's a 10.
Okay, roll damage.
That's 8 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, we're not making me do this. Yeah, I just
Oh,
try to do it in the most painless, in a sense, respectful way. Like how he taught me to hunt animals, just not to be cruel, just
okay.
get it over with.
You do it. You raise your sickle, and you just stab it once into his head, deep
Hmm.
enough to get him to go still. But it's a very clean
Hmm.
entry wound. There is no gush or gore about it. You pull out, and he slumps over, and he is gone.
Yeah, I just kind of sit there, kind of looking at my hands like, what did I just do? Yeah, I know how I'm gonna tell
You sit,
my mom.
yeah. You sit there for a
Yeah,
long while. Do you want to take anything from his person?
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find anything like little trinkets that I can carry back. I'm not gonna take his bow because I know that was really special to him.
Okay, one moment. You find on his person this. I'm typing into the chat right now. I'll read it aloud once you've read it. You find 5 of these on his person.
Um,
Multi-shot arrows. When fired, the arrow splits into a smaller version of itself. On a successful attack roll, instead of rolling 1 damage die, you roll 4 damage die.
Alright, but
But you only have
yeah,
5 of them, so keep
alright,
track of them. Yeah. So when we get back to the future, you will remember you have those
yeah,
arrows.
alright.
What do you what do you want to
I'm
do?
going to give him a proper burial because if anything, he deserves that.
Okay. After you dig him a shallow grave in the grove, and you place him gently in it, and you bury him, and you give any last rites that druids or rangers give.
Yeah, I give those last rites and just tell him that I'm sorry.
And with that, your venture out into the heart of Adirolf comes to an end, and you make your way back to the grove where you were raised. All of your dryad moms, all 8 of them, like gather around you to see how things went. your birth mother is very
Hmm.
tentative. She isn't so sure about what happened. And do you tell them what happened?
No, I can't even look them in the eye right now. Yes,
Okay, so to this day, does she not know what happened to your father?
yes, she knows he's probably not coming back. She doesn't know exactly what happened. Seulim just can't bring herself to tell anyone.
Okay, for over 60 years, you took what happened to your father and kept it to yourself.
Yeah.
Only you, Pebbles, and the swamp knows.